that Holmes catch, you know. I don't know. I think that was a pretty lucky catch, man.
That was luck.
That was amazing, though.
On your Zay Jones, John, 3 drops yesterday. That's 4 in 2 weeks. There's a learning curve, there's a level, but that could have been easily as much of an interception as it could have been Andre Holmes. He was there. It was luck. It was luck. You can't be having drops, kid. It's your 3rd game. You had 148 catches last year. I'm sorry. You need to pick it up, Zay. You got the pass the first 2 weeks. Now 3 weeks. You cannot be dropping passes.
Start picking it up, kid.
Because you think it's bad now, it's only going to get worse.
Because we'll release you. We're not afraid to release you. I'm sorry.
They are proving that they're not afraid to get rid of anybody. You know. Speaking of trades, John, how do you think comparing EJ Gaines' trade with Sammy Watkins to this point?
It's actually, I like it for both teams. Jared Goff's over there surprisingly lighting it up. By the end of the year last year, I was calling him Jared Goffle. He just looked like an absolute bust. And the new coach over there, LA's lighting it up in the new city. And Sammy Watkins is working out. And then Gaines, I was just watching one play in Buffalo. He's just kind of pressing. I don't remember who he's guarding, but he's just kind of guarding the receiver, pushing him to the boundary, playing that like textbook defense. He knew he had safety help over the top. He's just like, kind of like pinching him to the sideline, and that's the Bills' new defense. They're playing zone, and he's just a really good fit. He's got the interception. And then over with Tre'Davious White, their first-round pick. I'm a LSU fan, and I like Tre'Davious. He was good in college. I was really impressed with him in his bowl game against Louisville.
Yep.
And he's awesome.
All over the field.
He's all over the field.
He loves to tackle.
He's fast.
Loves to hit.
Very, very fast.
As we were talking about before the show, the whole secondary flipped. 4 new starters. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, EJ, and Trey. Unbelievable. Now, we can credit the front 7. They're doing great. But I think the secondary so far is the MVP of the defense so far to this point. They just beat the Denver Broncos.
Most definitely. You know, I think they're just underrated because it's such a small market team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we're slowly creeping our way out of the basement. You know,
I don't like that small market stigma anymore. This is 2017. This is the NFL. These are the 32 most powerful franchises in North America. We're so underlooked, and yeah, there are a lot of question marks, and there's still a lot of question marks. We don't know, but I'll tell you one thing: the defense is number 1 in the NFL in points against right now, and that stat cannot be thrown away. That's the way it is. We're number 1. But last thoughts on the game? I'm still shocked. I pinched myself after
honestly, I still check every single day, and I'm like, wow, we actually beat a proven team, and it was a pretty impressive win. You know, it's pretty
You're still surprised?
Yeah,
still shocked.
I'm shocked because the way it went with Von Miller and his penalty, you know, him and Tyrod were actually laughing about it.
Well, we got touched that. What do you think about that? Are you for it, or you think they had a ha-ha moment? There's football, and then there's disrespect. What do you think about that?
I think that was an absolute garbage call.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a bad call.
You saw the replay, Vaughn sitting there laughing, Tyrod's cackling on the ground. It was a joke. The play was long over. It was just, I think it was dumb.
I agree, and it cost Denver. And I thought we were going to have more taunting and celebrating this year. That was, I think the ref did not see that right. Now, first I mother-effed them. I was like, you know what, mother-effed that. But then I saw them laughing. I would do that to somebody on the field. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
Say, ha, ha.
Find buddies with them. It's totally happening.
Was it a very crucial point in the game?
It wasn't very crucial. It was us running up the clock.
That was very crucial.
He shouldn't have took that chance, and he probably never will.
And on Von Miller's part, you know, players make mistakes even though they're a veteran. But it is what it is. The Bills won.
It happens, but as much as we love to focus on what's going on now, we've had a few injuries. I don't think that's an excuse. I don't think injuries every single year is a valid excuse to be playing as bad as you are. Yeah. Marcel Dareus. Not very happy with Marcel.
Don't get me started on
that. We're going to go into it. We're going to go into it right now. We're going to go into your $18 million a year. We're We're going to go into Sean McDermott
Let me
sending you home for the third preseason.
I think I got enough about him right here to tell you that he's pretty garbage lately.
No, I got some notes on myself.
Well, Marcel did not play Sunday. He's injured. I don't know what the injury was.
Ankle.
I was frustrated. I've been frustrated. I'm frustrated because when you're not giving an effort in training camp and preseason, at least an effort, you have to be in shape. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We don't know what Marcel Dareus we're going to get.
If we gotta get you to chase a sausage, you can chase a sausage.
I'm putting the backfield up. What are your guys' opinion on Marcel Dareus?
Marcel, he just hasn't showed up since he got paid. Why? Like, he had production that matched, like, a Ndamukong Suh or a Gerald McCoy, and he was producing consistently every year, and he got paid, and where did he go? Albert Haynesworth sent him. Yes.
He looks very unmotivated lately, honestly. And I mean, to be the highest paid on the roster, I think that you should be putting in a lot more hell of an effort, no matter who your head coach is, no matter who you're playing for. If that team is paying you the big bucks, then you need to be putting your 100% effort in.
It's not even about the money. Like, yeah, you're getting paid to be one of the best players on the team. So other players they're going to look up to you. And how does it look when you're, like, not showing up? You're not giving that effort. And the Bills are cleaning house with people who aren't on board, so I don't expect them to be there too much longer.
Yeah.
That is the problem, though. Marcel Dareus has an $18 million cap hit right now per season, and 2019 is the first year that we can get him out of the contract. So as John, you said earlier, yeah, we could trade him, but who wants an unmotivated D tackle with an $18 million tag on his back that's not given 100%?
I wouldn't want to touch him, to be honest, because, like,
it's not worth it.
I feel like if I was a player, I would want him out there with me. Is like, that's if I was playing, I want to be out there with my teammates. I want to be out there every single play, like going to war with those boys. Like, they sweat, they practice, they all want that one goal to win a Super Bowl, and you're on the sideline. You have one tackle this season.
Yep, one tackle.
But
3 games.
They definitely do need somebody to plug that middle, because they were giving up runs up the gut. Johnson had 30-yard run. Charles, touchdown up the gut.
Well, Charles averaged 6'2" yesterday. And they only ran him 9 times. I don't know why they got away from the run. I think the Broncos just panicked in the fourth quarter. I know their head coach is new. I don't know his name off the top of my head. But
if I was the coach of the Bills, like, looking at it, from a coaching standpoint, I knew their left tackle got injured the week before, so they're going to be trying to pressure him. That's the QB's blind side, and in their zone scheme, they want to be pressing those big receivers. Not Emmanuel, he's smaller, quicker, but Demaryius Thomas. The other kid out on the side, I think he's 16 or something.
My apologies to Vance Joseph.
Oh,
he was very animated on the side.
Oh yeah,
he was going like an orchestra all day, and I don't blame him. How many times did Denver shoot themselves in the foot?
Oh, so many times.
Penalties. They had at least 10 penalties.
And I'm glad that we're finally.
And then the bad decisions by Simeon, it just compounded and kept. It was a snowball effect. They had no momentum going into the end of the game, and it was just bad.
There's 80,000 raining hell down on you. Well, unfortunately, Marcel, he has 13 more games.
Hopefully he shows up.
We have wins. I hope he comes back and bounces back. But we're going to take a break here at the show, and we'll be back with you soon. Back here on the show, we're going to run through this week's games for you. What a weird week. But what a competitive week. I can't complain about anything.
Let's talk about it.
Let's go fast on it. We're going to run this back. Jaguars beat the Ravens 44-7 in London. Why are the Jags so good in London?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
That's where they're going.
Was it Joe Flacco dying, or was it the Jags just the defense? That D's just playing.
Oh, man, Flacco's elite. Haven't you heard? Ever since he won the Super Bowl.
Jaguars always fun. They always win in
Jags are 3-0 in London. They've never lost in London.
Oh, don't throw there.
I'm sorry, John. I want to say it. The Bears beat the Steelers 23-17 overtime. Get him, Mr. Steeler. What happened?
We couldn't stop a nosebleed at the end of that game. Tariq Cohen up the sideline. We got lucky. They called it back. Up the left side, Jordan Howard cuts it back. Wide open. Runs right in. Disgusting.
Catch any of it?
Yeah.
Overtime was just...
I feel exactly like Shazier did at the end of the game. He was throwing his helmet when he thought Cohen ran into that end zone. He balled out. He had like 10 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. he was out there playing.
I lost 8 fantasy points. Damn it, Cohen, for not getting in the end zone.
I got my ass whooped in fantasy.
Yeah, well, that's not going to that. Vikings beat the Bucks 34-17 behind Case Keenum. What do you think? Sam Bradford needs to come back or what?
Sam needs to come back, but more of the aspect, not that he needs to rush, but he's better than him. They're a ball control offense. They're going to run behind Dalvin. They're going to hit those little dink and dunk throws and just burn you out all game and play you tough on defense. That's the Vikings game plan. And the Bucks, they missed week 1. They were probably rusty. They didn't really play in preseason, so that might have factored into it as well.
Bradford was playing excellent last season up until he got hurt. And I think that's what happened.
He's been questionable last 2 games, so hopefully he's back for next week.
I wish he could stay healthy because he'd be a hell of a quarterback.
I'd like to touch on real quick, like how I feel like the NFL is always saying we have a shortage at quarterbacks, but I really think it's a shortage at coaches. Like you have all these stubborn old men not willing to like change their ways, adapt, and then you got these young coaches coming in, Shanahan. Over in LA, we got the new coach over there. His name's slipping right now, McVay. And they're just taking these quarterbacks who were busts. Not busts, but they had potential, and they're just boom. They're developing a system around them rather than forcing them to fit that, and it's just working for those teams.
Jets beat the Dolphins. Haha, Jay Cutler. What you got?
I guess the Jets didn't get the memo they're tanking this year.
No, they're not. And the Dolphins losing is only good for us in first place.
I was going to say, it's only better for us, man, because we beat the Jets, the Dolphins beat the Jets, the Jets beat the Dolphins.
It's great. That just makes me smile. The Jets beat the Dolphins. I was smiling about that.
Search up the Buffalo Bills on Google. It says first place in AFC East.
Yes, and that's how it hopefully will stay.
It's going to stay.
Lions controversial call. Golden Tate's catch at the 1-yard line. What do you guys think?
I think
that call shouldn't be a 10-second runoff.
Yes.
That was bull. I don't think there should be a 10-second runoff. For those of you who don't know, Golden Tate caught the ball at the half-inch line. Knee was down. If there's no timeouts and they have to review the play, there's a 10-second runoff in the last 2 minutes. The Lions had 8 seconds left. 10 seconds, game ran off. Golden Tate threw his helmet. Unfortunately, the Lions lost the game that they had. It's a bummer.
Oh, well.
Titans beat Seahawks 33-27 at the 4 o'clock game. Richard Sherman lost his mind. What do you guys think?
I lost my mind too when I read the box score. I couldn't believe Mariota went out there and played so well against
takes me back to the days how he played in Oregon, dude.
Yeah.
Played like an
He just plays, he just throws ropes. He's always just hitting the target.
They were looking to hit him dirty, man. They rocked him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and hey, that started the brawl.
That's one of my favorite things about mobile quarterbacks. Like they just have that ability to like, yeah, you have a bigger chance to get that big hit, but you also have that ability to make an extended play, make magic happen. I see it all the time with Ben.
Love Richard Sherman. Can't believe he didn't get kicked out of the game though. He did 2 personal fouls. That was wild. My brother came in my room and said the Bengals are up 21-7. They're going to win. I said, no, they're not. No way in hell. I took a nap. I woke up. The Packers won 27-24.
Yep.
Good old Aaron Rodgers and the Bengals are 0-3. What do you think?
The Bengals. Anyways, the Bengals.
Choke every year.
They're good. They got potential, but they have no offensive
Looks like
line.
they're falling apart.
They're just crumbling. They can't get Andy Dalton any time to throw. They lost Marvin Lewis over them. Or not Marvin.
Marvin Jones. That offense hasn't been the same in 2 years, and unfortunately, it's looking like the Bengals are going to finally implode. We've been waiting a while for it, and Marvin Lewis had a good run of 15 years. The Saints beat the Panthers 34-13. What has happened to Cam Newton?
Where is he? I think he actually switched places. Maybe, did you guys see that Twitter meme of when FSU was playing Bama? And everyone's like, Cam Newton's under the helmet at Florida State. They did swap spots.
They did swap because Cam Newton has not been playing.
Cam is not playing. He's playing like a rookie.
I think the Bills gave him
seeing ghosts, and he's just not there.
Think so?
Greg Olsen, Kelvin Benjamin's hurt. That's real bad. Shell shock.
I think 5, 6.
I couldn't believe
enough, right?
The Saints D should not
against
be
that secondary.
13,
Against that secondary, the Saints suspect secondary that your best playmakers couldn't get open. Really?
Colts Browns battle for first overall draft pick, and the Colts win 31-28. Jacoby Brissett, the real deal. Can he hold it in there? Can he hold it post till Luck comes back?
I don't think so. I think it's just.
I think it's just excellent play by T.Y. Hilton. He's just getting open.
That's a hell of a
Jacoby's just
He's so
Find
fast.
him.
I don't care. I love his
T.Y.
celebration.
My father sat on the bench. I said, don't do it. Didn't listen to me. Sorry, Dad. Patriots beat Texans 36-33. Another Tom Brady comeback. Ripped my heart out.
This is my shock face.
I was the same thing.
I was on red zone. I saw Brady's getting the ball, 2 minutes left. I knew it was over, I just wanted to watch.
Yep. I felt
3rd and
so bad, I
18,
just
converts to Amendola, then he just throws a rope to the left side of the field, Cooks is there, bang, game.
Define the word typical, and you'll see New England Patriots.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, comeback underneath it.
Yeah.
To go the boy.
I'm not shocked anymore.
How about a rookie kicker hitting a 61-yard game-winning field goal in his 3rd NFL game? The Eagles beat the Giants 27-24. Elliott, good job, man, on that kick. But you know what the big play was? The big play was Alshon Jeffries, about 20-yard catch, and getting both feet on the sidelines to intercept a 61-yard field goal. Anything? ODB's catches?
ODB's catches, I just peeing
knows
on the
those
ball.
Like this.
Little much.
Yeah,
And then just like, I'm wondering when they're going to get rid of Flowers. He's the most suspect thing I've ever seen play offensive line. He's
this
just
man
let
has
Eli
killed Flowers for
pound
weeks,
it.
and he's probably given up at least 5-6 sacks now this season. That's 3 games, people. Can't
Terrible.
Waste of a draft pick. I'm sorry, New York Giants. But you tried copying the Dallas Cowboys formula, and I'm not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys at all. But I'm sorry, it didn't work.
Flip it off 27, of course. Chiefs beat the Chargers 24-10. Man, the Chargers are 0-3. Is that a shock to anybody?
Nope.
Not really.
Their draft picks aren't playing. Like, Mike Williams was their #1 pick. He's out with back injury. Like, that's just the trend in San Diego. They're injured last year. They had 20-something people on injured reserve. They're always injured. I'm not even shocked.
I'm not surprised that they're right in the basement of the NFL right now because they're never really at the top anyway.
Especially in
Don't
that
get me
division.
wrong, man. They have a hell of a quarterback who should go to another team before his career is over, so he could win a Super Bowl. But I don't think that's ever going to happen, and sadly, he's going to be forced to retire a San Diego Charger.
Philip Rivers, come to Buffalo, please. We're not doing Tyrod, but hey, if you can have Philip Rivers. Redskins beat up the Raiders 27-10 on Sunday Night Football. Shocker?
Not really. They added a lot of good young talent on defense the last 2 drafts. Suak Ravens, the kid from Bam on the D-line, I can't remember his name right now.
Yep.
But they're just adding all these pieces, building up a strong defense. They got Norman still. And they're just keep putting those pieces into place. And Kirk Cousins, he's good enough game manage.
Agreed.
And
Monday Night Football, who you guys got, Cowboys or Cardinals?
Cardinals, because I don't care about the Cowboys.
Yeah, you.
I expect the Cowboys to bounce back.
Dak is whack.
I have to go with Cowboys. All
Just-
right.
Arizona's missing Johnson. It's too much. Carson's playing like a 40-year-old man.
And he is a 40-year-old man,
He's
unfortunately.
pretty close to it.
Well, that was our run through of the league, and now we're going to get to our last point, which is the front seven. Gerald Hodges, unbelievable. Lorenzo Alexander adjusting from an outside rushing linebacker to a strong side linebacker. Preston Brown playing the straight up 4-3. Ryan Davis hopping in. Johnson hopping
I love it, man.
Yarborough hopping in.
Replacement pieces. It's like Terry Pagula got a coach that was a masterpiece of a puzzle. He bought a puzzle and he lined out all the players and he put them right together because they do nothing but fit together.
Yep. Love the front
That's
seven.
perfect.
Can't complain about
Not all
it.
of them are all-stars, but guess what? Sean McDermott likes rotating the players.
Kyle Williams is still playing like the
That's still the man.
veteran that he
Still
is.
making the tackles after.
Jerry Hughes is this close to getting his sacks. He's like arm lengths away. He could have 2 or 3 more at this point. But right now, we have the #1 defense in points per game in the league. You said number 6 overall,
Yep.
Josh. I couldn't find a stat on the overall that they gave us, but the
12th in passing yards and 9th in rushing yards right now.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about.
So far through 3 games, we've allowed 607 passing yards, and through 3 games, we've allowed 226 rushing
An average
yards.
of 202 yards a game. Well, I guess that
It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic.
I just wish I saw more effort out of the Bills.
I think we got
defense.
plenty more games
Like,
for them to perform on.
During like the pass rush, I saw there was a play against the Broncos. 56 is just Simeon's kind of rolling out left, and he's gaining yards at 56. It's kind of
54 or 56?
I believe it's 56.
Eddie Yarbrough.
Maybe.
Yarbrough.
I'm not. He was just kind of jogging in the backfield, like, I don't know. I feel like I want to see more effort.
He's a young guy.
He wasn't hustling.
Yeah,
The play's not over, so the whistle's blown. He needs to
his
hustle.
problem is that he was undrafted, so he's still trying to prove himself. Or he might have gave up.
Well, hey, no,
He's got to prove it to the coaches.
he's
so
been
he does
playing
gotta
pretty
go out
well
there and
the first
play.
3 games, but it's got to show up on the board. And he hasn't got a sack yet. I'm sure he will. Preseason Eddie Yarbrough had, man. I'm not worried about any stepping up.
Let's talk. Tre'Davious White got his first career interception.
Oh, word. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
EJ Gaines got his first as a Bill.
I was impressed with Tre'Davious, but there was some plays where he was getting cooked by Emmanuel Sanders. He would just be wide open. But he did bounce back nice with the interception. Saying terrible decision. I don't know why he did it.
You can't ask much more from a rookie, right?
Well,
How about the third and most component of the game? How about special teams, Josh?
the MVP.
Of the game, period, is Steven Hauschka. Steven Hauschka hit
Leader
it
in
for 49,
fantasy
55, 53, and 27 yesterday without those 12 points. The Bills not win the game. How important is it that we paid that money, I think about 3-5 a year, to get that solid kicker, especially in Buffalo with the win?
Oh, having a kicker, absolutely. You need one, especially in Buffalo. That's a good reason probably why they got him from Seattle. He gets gold there.
Yep.
I don't know about Buffalo gold,
Well,
but he proved he can kick in the weather.
I can say one thing is that there's no better place to get a kicker than from Seattle because they actually experience all 4 seasons also.
That's the same
So-
way, yeah.
So Sean McDermott went and got a kicker who he was familiar with because he's faced him plenty of times, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, he went and not like that is not just that is he's known around the league, you know.
Oh yes,
You know,
Hauschka's
some
top
people
10
got it.
kicker.
They're like, oh, geez, the Bills got Steven Hauschka. You know, he's a known kicker. He's been the top in fantasy points before.
God, 20 fantasy points. I wish I had Hauschka.
Yeah. Sucks for people that dropped him.
Oh yeah, hey, you know, pick him up now. But you know, last thoughts here. I gotta say, by technicality, Bills are 2-0 in the AFC, and they are in first place in the AFC.
And guess what? We got an advantage over a team that we probably thought we weren't going to have an advantage over, and that's the Denver Broncos. So if it ever comes down to a wild card chase, we got that advantage.
That win over them, yeah, for this tiebreaker, that's huge. I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking that yesterday. Final thoughts for Sunday. I guess we're going to fail against Atlanta, in Atlanta.
Please play conservative. That's all I can say. No
just
mental mistakes.
They gotta build a game plan. They gotta execute. If they mess up, it's over. You can make mistakes. Shea doesn't have to show up. He averaged 1.5, 1.6 a carry.
He had 14
You're
attempts
gonna-
and 21 rushing yards.
Yeah, you gotta make. He showed up out of the backfield. Don't get me wrong, but like, you gotta show up in all facets of the game, especially on offense. You gotta make them afraid of that play action. Otherwise, that young, quick defense is gonna smother you. And Julio Jones, you better guide that boy to the sideline and have a safety for him
Thank
at
God
all
the
times. He's
Thank God the
dangerous.
secondaries.
I'm going to say one thing that one person that we should get involved for, because not saying that he did great, but he came in a lot of crucial points, and that's Mike Tolbert, the Tolldozer. He had 11 attempts for 41 rushing yards, and that might not sound like a lot, but those came on crucial third downs, and that's what we all need to use, because when it comes down to it, we need to score as many points on Atlanta as possible.
Is he golden?
Final predictions on the game? I'll go first. I'll say.
We both breathe at the same time. That's how I know
I'll
it's
say
stressful.
Atlanta 24, Buffalo 17. We've been
Thinking
playing
about a loss already, man.
We've been playing a great defense. We've been playing great D. Can't complain, but this is one of the top 5 offenses in football.
Back to 500, but that means we hop on it the next week.
Predictions, scores? Come on.
Scores, let me just say mine real quick. I'm going to say Bills pull a shocker in Atlanta.
Wow.
And we win.
All right.
And we go 3-1, and the score is going to be 28-6.
We're going to put up 28 against the Falcons D. All right, hot takes. John, what do you think?
Back to reality.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
The Falcons take it 31-20. Julio Jones baptizes Tre'Davious White. Welcome to the NFL rookie. Puts up 2 touchdowns, 100 yards.
No matter the outcome of this game, I'm excited because we win or lose, this will be a learning game. And you're playing a top 5 team. This is going to show where we stand. Hey,
Definitely a test.
If we do come out and beat the Falcons in Atlanta or play great and just lose, there's a lot to look forward to.
We're ready. We're going to melt that ice off Matt Ryan.
People have been talking about, hey, how many big games are in Buffalo? Well, there hasn't been many over the last 17 years, I'll promise you that. But this is a big, exciting game, and this will definitely be talked about all week. The atmosphere in Buffalo is amazing right now.
Guess what?
What?
We're back for the revenge from a few years back when we lost to Atlanta and Toronto.
We're never going to bring up the Toronto series ever in this room. I am Sean Joyce coming from you live here in the Red Room Studios.
I'm Josh. I'm your co-host. You have a wonderful night.
I'm John, the Objective Steeler fan. You guys have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Peace out.